All right, let's turn our attention back to the Black Lives Matter movement and the conversation going on about that particular movement. They're coming under fire for fueling racial tensions in this country, with demonstrators even calling for police to roast like pigs. Let's take a listen to a question from a Fox News host.
Kevin, why has the Black Lives Matter movement not been classified yet as a hate group? I mean, how much more has to go in this direction before someone actually labels it as such?
Well, joining me right now is Tim Constantine, columnist for the Washington Times and host of the Tim Constantine Capitol Hill Show. Tim is joining us from St. Augustine, Florida. Tim, what are the official requirements to have a group labeled officially as a hate group?
You know, I don't know about a hate group, but what I did yesterday is I looked up on 5 different dictionary sources, Merriam-Webster, dictionary.com, and everything in between, what is a terrorist group. And it's a group that uses violence or threats of violence to put forward a political agenda. And that is exactly what Black Lives Matter is doing. They're not a peaceful group. They're out roasting pigs and putting Darren Wilson's name on it and a police hat on top of the pig. They're out saying, hey, hey, kill a cop today. They're marching down the street saying we want a dead cop. When do we want it? Now. That's a violent group. That is threatening violence, and that is a terrorist group by definition.
I also want to play a piece of audio from a self-proclaimed Black Lives Matter activist. Let's take a listen.
To me, what the Houston, Texas brutal execution before the public represents to me is its open season on killing whites. It's funny that now we'll move into a time where the predator will become the prey.
You know, Tim, when I look at this, we all learned in our civics classes that kind of the bar for the limits on free speech is you can't yell fire in a crowded theater. You can't do something that is going to potentially lead to danger here. And this, to me, seems like it meets that type of standard. It seems very provocative and almost as if this guy shouldn't have the right to do this.
No, almost like they shouldn't, period. Right. And what I've got to wonder when I hear that comment by that man is, what's the goal here? Is the goal harmony? Is the goal that the police treat everyone equally? Is it the goal that black and white get along together, or better yet, we don't even notice the color? Because if that's the goal, if racial harmony is the goal, putting the bullet in the back of a policeman because of his skin color isn't going to achieve it.
Yeah, you can see the guy's name there up on the screen, and I wonder what will come of this, if he'll be arrested for some sort of threat, because it certainly seems to be the case. Tim Constantine, it's always great to have you with us. You can check out Tim Constantine's column on the Black Lives Matter movement over at thewashingtontimes.com. Good to see you, Tim.
Thanks, John.
All right, coming up next, the Iran deal appears to be a done deal, or is it?
I now hear there's a lot of talk about a filibuster. The Democrats in the Senate.
What's next? A preview of Dick Cheney's interview with Steve Malzberg coming up.